What's up everyone, welcome back to another Stumpy's vlog. I'm very excited today because today we're going to be working on my car. And here she is. It's a Mitsubishi GTO, non-turbo. It's the lightweight model actually, so it's got the no four-wheel steering and no ABS, so it saves you about 300 kilograms. Yeah, Rob and I went all the way up to Leicester to go and pick it up about almost a year ago now. Robin calls it GTO Joe. So similar to G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe? Cool, can I play? Go, Joe!
A little nickname for it. But yeah, I saw the car online and it was really cheap. We had like no papers with it at all. So I had no idea what it's had done to it. I mean, I know it's got the exhaust done to it, but no idea if it's had oil change anytime soon or spark plugs or anything like that. But it was a big risk, but it seemed to have paid off so far. I had no sort of mechanical problems or anything like that, yeah. But yeah, just couldn't resist. But doing all this stuff today is much improved and gives me proper peace of mind that it's now been done. I just guarantee the oil hasn't been changed in ages, and spark plugs I know don't think they've been changed in ages. HTDs I know they've never been changed, so should give it much more improvement and just much better run on the car. Alright, so here's the box of goodies. Let's see what we got.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Alright, the box open. Loads of protection, which is good I guess. Right, let's see. Okay, so we got some spark plugs, outrated spark plugs, laser lithium, so this should give a bit more better spark than what it used to have. We've got the Titan racing oil, so you've got lubricant before, and I reckon that it's not been changed for absolutely ages. Also, I mean, you've got the new oil filter, but it's K&N as well. K&N is really good make, so yeah, looking forward to checking that out. Also chosen the HT leads as well, so I got upgraded HT leads, so because at the moment it's just got what I had from the factory, so it'll be so much better. A couple of new gaskets as well, because you've got to take off the throttle body and then take off the main intake for the back spark plugs. So new gaskets, you got a better seal when I reseal it. And then we've got the new air filter as well. K&N again, so it's just got the standard one from the factory, still from the factory. It's like 24 years old and still got the same one, honestly. So this is going to get such better airflow. I mean, people say it gives you like 20 more brake horsepower, but it doesn't in reality. It's like 2, 3 or 4 at a push. But talking to the guy who bought these from, apparently gives you, for this particular car, gives you more torque. He reckons it gives you about 40 more torque, 45 more torque. So we'll see what it is, but I mean, it's definitely going to be better what I got on there now. So let's go and fill it all. Right, got it jacked up now. Turned out to be a bit of a nightmare actually because the car is slightly lowered. So I had to jack up the actual jack point first with the jack that comes with the car, but that's not really very strong to stand. So now I've got a proper jack underneath there, so it's got to a certain height that I can get the proper jack underneath and then get that properly. We should always use axle stands for safety. They're going to be underneath the car, and this car drops, it's going to hit me. So got the jack under there and 2 axle stands, so it's not going anywhere, proper safe. So we're changing the oil first. So yeah, according to Top Gear, you change the oil first.
The good doctor then started work on his spark plugs rather than changing his oil, which was actually quite dim.
I'm going to try and film it all, so show you how I'm doing it, so you can do it yourself if you've got a GTO. But yeah, there's some YouTube videos online which I've done my research on, because I mean this is my first time like doing all this work to this car, so done some research on YouTube, so some of it's good, some of it's not so good, so I'm just going to try and keep you up to date while I'm doing it all. Yeah, so I had to do the oil. The oil drain plug is on the right hand side and under the passenger, and the oil filter is right next to it, very well designed, all underneath. Been told to take the oil cap off before you get started. Not too sure why, but I guess it sort of like creates like an airflow, so you undo both sides and it just drains a lot easier. Make sure you have yourself something your oil drain into, and it's got to be disposed of properly down the dump. Oil is very toxic, you can't just pour it down the sink. 70mm socket wrench to undo the nut, and let's just see how we go on. So sit rep, not going very well so far. The first job, I can't even get the oil drain nut off, so went out to the shop and got some WD-40, and I got a extender arm. It's got a 17mm nut on it, which is what you need. So it extends out and gives me a bit more leverage, and hopefully this works. I can actually get on with draining the oil. Yes, I've just soaked it in WD-40. There's an extender bar thing here. Let's just see if we can get this to work. Yeah, extend it right out. I've already tried this like so many times. The thing, it's so difficult to undo. Oh, come on. Oh my goodness. Oh, that actually worked. Oh, I don't believe that. Yes. Now we can get on with something. As I suspected, it hasn't been changed in ages. This oil is a very dark black sort of colour, and when the oil sort of first goes in, it's sort of a nice sort of golden colour. So I don't think it's been changed for a long time. Sealed it back up again. I put the K&N oil filter on already, and lowered the car back down. So now I'm out from underneath the car and all finished. Tidied up a little bit, tie up a bit more later on. So just gonna fill it up now, and then we can get on with spark plugs next. Alright, and that's the oil done, finally. I've put in probably less at the moment, because I'm only putting about 3 litres. I think you meant to put in about 4 litres, but I'm putting a bit less at the moment. I'm going to let it drain through the system and check it later on with the dipstick. Then probably just add a little bit more to it just to make sure it's alright. We just got to let it drain through the system first, because you won't be able to tell straight away if it's got full or not. You just got to let it sink down because the oil moves slowly. But yeah, so now that's done, we can move on to the spark plugs. So I've got to remove all this to get the spark plugs, and then I've got to remove this, which is probably going to be a nightmare, but we'll see. Let's see how we get on. And she's off. I feel like I had done like about 100 bolts to be able to get to this. Make sure we put a towel down and cover up the main sort of like intakes for the air, just to make sure nothing drops down there. Best idea. So now we've got the spark plugs exposed and the HT leads, and again here as well. I mean, the guys sort of said in the form you don't really have to take the whole lot off, and you can just undo the main sort of bolts and like hang it in the air. But I want to take the whole thing off because I'm getting the whole thing resprayed. As you can see, this is seen at better days. It's paint literally just rubbing off it. So I'm going to get the whole thing resprayed, as well as the rocket cover. So that's another future project. While you got it off, make sure you clear out your throttle body as well. Get some cleaner for that, and some spray, might as well, just since it's off. But yeah, so now everything's exposed, and I can get to everything as well. I mean, to be fair, I mean it's very well designed, because I mean, literally all you need is what's this to say, 10mm socket, and then you just need another 12mm. Yeah, so that's literally all you need to undo all those bolts. You don't need like a load of specialist stuff or anything. Wow, it's just these old school cars, just very well designed, just user friendly. So just all the small bolts 10, all the larger bolts 12. I mean, even the throttle body as well, same again, 12mm. So it's just very well designed. Okay, so let's just get on with the spark plugs. Okay, I got the first three out. That wasn't too bad actually. The what was it? The nut for getting them out, the spark plugs, is the 5/8. You also need like a long bit on the inside, so you can sort of get it right around the spark plug here on the top. And also this one's got a little rubber split in it as well, so once you got it undone, you don't drop it. So just rubber grips hold the spark plug. So this is the old spark plug. As I thought, it hasn't been changed in a while. You can see it's been, I mean, it's not got proper sort of damage, but yeah, it's very, very old and oily and rusty. I mean, it's also corroded down the bottom there as well. So in comparison to the new spark plug, that is much better. So this car is going to run so much better with these. And it's uprated spark plugs as well, so it's just creates a better spark and should last longer. So I'll get these three in the front done, then do the three in the back, and then we'll move on to the HT leads. Okay, the spark plug's done. Wasn't too bad. Just a little tip, because it's got the rubber stopper inside the socket that I got. You just want to put the spark plug in so it's literally just on the nut is just connected to the socket. Otherwise it gets all stuck in there. So just so it's connected on the dog, get it in place, get it tight, and then take the socket out, and then take the rubber out later on and get it all nice and tight like later on once you've got in position. But yeah, just get the spark plug in just so it's in with the nut. Otherwise it gets on the rubber stopper too much and you get stuck in there like I did. But I managed to work out at the end. It's all just learn as you go along, really. Sort of practice makes perfect and that lot. So now we can move on to the HT leads. Now, as you can see, the HT leads over here, and they all go to all the spark plugs, and they're all numbered. But they're not numbered in the order you would think they'd be, like 1 to 6. They are off numbered because they're going like forward then backwards. So you got 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, and then 6. So you got to do it in the right order, otherwise the sequence will be out of order, and I don't think the car even start, the sequence is out of order. But I mean, it's quite simple really, because I mean it's all numbered, and all the HTDs are a certain size, so you just match up the new sizes with the old sizes really. Yeah, so let's do another time lapse of that, and we'll just see how we get on with the HT leads. Alright, that's the HTD's done. I love the blue, really makes it pop. I got it obviously to match the colour of the car, so. But yeah, just make sure you do the HTDs one at a time, and just try and match them up with the old ones. The new ones don't have numbers on them, and it's, in my opinion, it's like really odd out of sequence. I mean, I assume this is right because it's what was on there beforehand. And I checked the old HTDs and they had the same numbers on them and everything like that. But let's just do one at a time, because it just doesn't do it in the sequence that what you would think it would do it. So yeah, just do it one at a time, and it's just just match up the correct lengths basically. Just check the old HT leads, check the numbers, and yeah, just one at a time, then you won't get muck up the sequence. But yeah, now we're on to the air filter, which is under here. Just undo a few clips and put out a new one, put in the new one. This should be the easiest part of the job of servicing, and then that is it. That is the last thing. And I mean, I'm not putting this all back together today, as I've already said. I mean, I'm getting the intakes painted. That's why I took it the whole way off, and get this painted at some point, the rocket cover. So I'd probably do a video of me taking the rocket cover off, because I've done some research and it is a bit of a nightmare. So I imagine some people might want to turn that off. And yeah, but do the air filter, and that's the last thing, and then we can relax. Alright, that was the easiest job, which was all good. As you saw in the video, the difference between the new K&N filter and this old K&N filter is ridiculous. I mean, there's no rips or anything like that, but it's just such a dirty old condition, and the other new one's like so slimline, and the filters inside just such better technology. One thing to check as well is to check the intake for this actual box, just down here, down the front. Mine was actually off for some odd reason, so it wasn't even getting like decent airflow at all. Really, it's just a hole in the side of the box. So the airflow is just like a little bit, like the air intake is just about that long, and it just clips back in. I mean, to be honest, it's not that great of a design, really. I mean, because it's literally just in there, and it's only about that long. And I mean, how is the air going to get to that? I mean, it's open down here to the bottom, so but it's got all this block in it, so it's literally about that long, and it just goes straight. So I honestly don't know how the air is getting into that box. I think I'm gonna modify some piping and take it out through the front and take it up to the air box to give it some better airflow, because that's possibly the worst design bit on the car. I don't know yet, but I mean, everything else just seems so well designed, and just letting themselves down about that at the end there. But just make sure it's nice and attached. And just make sure it's attached. These clips, for some odd reason, were a lot more difficult to put back on after putting the new air filter in. Maybe it's a little bit thicker or something like that, but just make sure it's the air filter when you put it in is all the way down, and then just make sure they're on. But yeah, they're just a bit tighter than what they were. There's nothing wrong with it or anything like that. There's nothing blocking it or anything like that. But yeah, just something to be aware of if you're going to do this yourself. But yeah. Alright, that is it. All done for now. So on the GTO we've changed the oil filter, spark plugs, HT leads, and the air filter. So it's like 5 things. It's taken me about 4 hours, which for a trained mechanic would be like a stupid amount of time. But I mean, this is my first time doing any of this ever. So I don't think that's too bad, like considering I had not much of a clue what I was doing. I did some research, but got away with it really. But yeah, just take your time, and just try not to be too scared of just doing it yourself really. I mean, most of it's not too bad, and it didn't take a huge amount of tools. There's no specialist items or anything like that. So yeah, but yeah, really pleased with it. As I said, there's more to do, so I'll probably do another video in the future, because I want to change a few more things, and I'm gonna reattach the intake as well, and I'm also going to take off the rocket cover. I've done some research on taking off the rocket cover, and it's not a hugely difficult job, but it does expose quite a lot of the engine, so it might be interesting for some of you to see that. But yeah, just a bit more research, and I'll go on with that next time. But yeah, so unfortunately I can't start the car because I haven't put it all back together, so I've just left the intake off, and I'm going to be painting that at some point. But at some point we'll do a start up. But yeah, just hit me up in the comments if you like this sort of video. Really, if this really helps you. I'm just trying to help some people, because there wasn't a huge amount of videos out there. So yeah, so if this has been helpful to you, if you want to do this yourself, so just let me know. Yeah, just make sure you like the video and share it, and subscribe to my channel, please. And if you like this sort of thing, I'll do another one when doing the rock cover and a couple other bits, and I'll just do more videos on GTO. But yeah, let me know. But thanks guys, and thank you for watching. Bye.